Hello and welcome to the Accounts Return Summary for New Trusts. My name is Jo Hodkinson and I'm here today with Bethan Jones. I'll be running through what I believe will help you to understand why we collect the data and how to best go about completing the accounts return. So, why do trusts need to complete the return? Well, due to the degree of control exercised by the ESFA through funding agreements, academy trusts are judged to be public sector organisations. As such, trust accounts are consolidated into a set of standalone government-style accounts for the whole academy sector. These require additional, and in some cases different, accounting work and financial information, which is collected via the accounts return. The reason why the accounts return sometimes asks for different information is because Treasury's disclosure requirements for central government bodies are different from those for academy trusts. So who should complete the accounts return? Well, any academy trust with a funding agreement and an open academy at any point in the academic year to the 31st of August must submit an accounts return. Even where a trust rebrokers or transfers out, the trust must prepare an accounts return to that date. Alternatively, where a new trust opens, for example in July, it will need to prepare accounts for the first 2 months to the 31st of August. For the next submission date, please see the ESFA website. The next one being 2017-18 accounts return is 21st of January 2019. So how do trusts access the accounts return? To access the accounts return, trusts must first register via the IDAM system, which is the ESFA registration system. All new trusts that incorporated between the 1st of September 2017 and the 31st of August 2018 will need to register to use the system for the first time. The first person that registers for a trust will be automatically assigned a super user role. They will then be able to invite people within the trust to register via IDAMs and assign specific roles for completing the online forms. Please note that trusts that have previously submitted a return will already be set up. Trusts can then access and complete the accounts return online via the ESFA website form from the beginning of October. Full guidance can also be found online.
I shall now provide some helpful hints and tips to make the completion of the accounts return easier. Firstly, we suggest registering earlier via the IDAM system. Please check that you are registered and that all members of your trust are set up with the correct roles as soon as the form goes live in October. This means that when you are ready to complete the form, you won't experience any delays. Please ensure that you've reviewed the accounts return guidance, which can be found under ESFA Academies Accounts Return section on the gov.uk website. This guidance covers registration as well as the return. It includes screenshots and provides detailed information on what is required to complete the form. Secondly, ensure you grant access to your auditors early. We recommend that this is the first thing you do before you start completing the form. This enables the auditors to access, approve and submit your accounts return to the ESFA. This ensures delays don't occur prior to the submission deadline. Trusts can grant auditors access via the accounts return. Detailed guidance and online videos can be accessed on the ESFA website to help you. Next, you can complete the accounts return online, or alternatively, most new trusts find it easier to complete via the Excel workbook, which can be found online. This has the added advantage of easier navigation and clearing of validation errors. Once complete, you can then use this to enter the data to your accounts return, knowing it is complete and accurate. When completing the questionnaire part of the form, if you are unsure, always say yes, because otherwise the tab for that particular area would then be hidden. You can always go back to the questionnaire and put no later on. Where an error has been made, validation errors will pop up. There are two types of validation errors. The first is a hard validation error and must be corrected prior to the form being completed. The second is known as a soft validation error and requires you to look to see whether the information is correct, and if it is, to explain why in a comments box. Some fields within the accounts return and Excel workbook will be pre-populated with brought forward balances or known balances, such as grants issued by the ESFA. Sometimes these may not match the trust's information, for example due to post-balance sheet events. Where this is the case, on the grants page, the correct figure can be added to the accounts return along with any explanations for the differences. In other areas of the form, there is a line to add any adjustments made to the opening balances. Further tips include collecting accounts return data when preparing financial statements, saving time and possibly auditors' fees with having both financial statements and accounts return Excel workbook or online form prepared at the same time. As mentioned earlier, the information required for the accounts return is sometimes different than that contained within your financial statements. On the whole, the accounts return asks for more detail or sometimes additional statutory information. These differences can be found by comparing the information contained within the accounts return workbook found online and your accounts, or alternatively a Model Academy account known as Coat Town is provided within the Academy Accounts direction. Within the accounts return, we collect data via the benchmarking tab, which is collated and used to provide an Academy-wide benchmarking site. You may find this site useful in budget and forecasting preparation. A really important point to note is to complete your accounts return a couple of weeks prior to submission to ensure your auditor has time to review, approve and submit your accounts return, as we often found academies underestimated the time that this takes.
So, what resources does ESFA provide to help us with this process? In order to ensure this process runs smoothly, we've compiled various resources which are available to help you complete your return on the ESFA website. This can be found under Academies Accounts Return and include previous webinar and tutorial videos, which you can review along with detailed accounts return guidance. In addition, ESFA bulletins are regularly issued during the lead up to submission, with the latest information on accounts return and other online forms. Information on how to subscribe to these can be found by searching ESFA e-bulletin on gov.uk. We also hold weekly dial-in calls starting in October for the Land and Building Collection tool and then continuing up to the middle of January for the accounts return. Here, questions can be asked to panel members who will be able to help you. Access details for the dial-in calls can be found on the website closer to the date, or will also be included in the ESFA e-bulletins. Alternatively, you can submit a query via the ESFA inquiry form, which can be found at the bottom of most ESFA web pages. The website has lots of resources, so please use or contact us directly. Thank you for your time.